Welcome back, guys. Today on Punch and Mike Podcast, we're going to be doing UFC 246 predictions. I'm here with Navid Rami.
Hippity hoppities, my name's Optimus.
And
I am inevitable.
Nima Rami, Thanos. And today we're going to be going over some fights, not all fights, because we don't want to get too in-depth about fights that we may not know fully about the fighters. Like, for instance, the Mazzo versus Aldrich fight. I have no idea either of the people. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, only the fights of the fighters we know about. Like, no, we don't know Brian Keller owed Osborne. So, sorry.
Yeah.
We'll be doing like the important fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, by important we mean like guys or girls that, are close to the top 15, in the top 15, in the top 10.
Like, I would talk about Tim Elliott since I know Tim Elliott, but his fight really isn't going to catapult him into the top 15. So we're not going to really talk about it.
So, let's start off with...
the Barber versus Modafferi fight.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Macy Barber is being groomed to be the next Ronda Rousey, basically.
Yeah, she's very good at jiu-jitsu, and her striking is pretty decent. But Modafferi is coming off of a loss in the Ultimate Fighter, and I think a loss after that. But her striking is not that good. She looks pretty okay. Like most women fighters, as much as they're good, their striking isn't as crisp as somebody like Joanna Jędrzejczyk or somebody like I'm drawing a blank, who beat her the first time.
Not Rose?
Yeah, Rose Namajunas.
Mm-hmm. And Roxanne Modafferi, she did beat Valentina Shevchenko's sister, Antonia Shevchenko, when she was 7-0 and a prospect, and Roxanne beat her by split decision in a very gritty striking / clinch battle. So I guess that's good. But that was also... Oh yeah, that was one of her most recent fights. And then she lost to Jennifer Maia, who I thought was Damian Maia's wife, but isn't.
Aw, that's sad.
I think Barber takes it.
I think Barber takes it.
I think she takes it in the second or third.
Yeah,
Submission, first round. What's up?
I think she finishes this fight. Roxanne is like...
not a great striker or a great jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
So I say Barber in the second.
Yeah, I go Barber in the second too. Nav?
Oh, but I said submission in the first round.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wait, but how do you guys think she's going to win? Submission?
Submission.
All right.
Now we're going to talk about Diego Ferreira versus Anthony Pettis, which honestly should be higher up in the pay-per-view, but is below Keller versus Osborne, which I find is bullshit, because Pettis is one of the all-time greats in the lightweight division, and that's not fair to do to him.
That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's behind Keller and Osborne.
Who is watching this card that can honestly say they know who owed Osborne is? We don't know who that is. We know Kelleher lost to John Lineker. That's about it.
Yeah.
But Anthony Pettis, this guy is basically Donald Cerrone. He's been fighting top 10 guys, not as often as Cerrone, but his last 8 fights are top 10 guys.
Yeah, and he's been fighting a long time. And don't forget, he's former lightweight champion and also...
And defended it, so he wasn't a loser champion, which is when you get your belt and can't defend it.
Yeah. Like Luke Rockhold, for instance, he is what we call a loser champion because he lost his belt immediately after getting it. But Diego Ferreira kind of fights like Diaz, where he pressures you and puts you up against the cage, and I think that's going to really affect Pettis because Pettis can't face people who pressure him. He crumbles under pressure, and I think he's going to lose the fight if it goes that way.
Oh, also, Carlos Diego looks like Renan Barão.
Yeah. Renan Barão, if you hear us, we're sad that you got kicked out of the UFC.
Does he speak English?
No. But,
Guess he needs that translator.
If Pettis can establish himself in round 1, it's a very different fight because if Pettis can set his pace, set the strike, set the tone, then this is Pettis' fight.
Yeah, but if it's too much pressure for Pettis to handle, then Diego just might take it from a former lightweight champion. He might get this win.
Yeah, I believe that.
I can see Pettis taking this. He really only loses to elite guys, and Diego Ferreira is not elite.
Yeah. And Pettis, if he can keep the pace and the pressure away from him, he may win. But even against Thompson, he was in a fight he won. He was getting pressured and beaten down.
Exactly.
And that's a fight he was winning. And I think if Diego Ferreira can get close on him, I think it's over for Pettis. So my prediction for that fight is Pettis loses by unanimous decision.
I'm going to go Pettis, TKO late in the third. I'm talking 2 minutes left.
I'll go with Diego Ferreira, TKO in the second round.
All right, so
I'm sorry, Pettis.
the next fight is Oleanek versus Green. And Oleanek is one of the only men to have a Ezekiel choke. Is that correct? I think he's...
Yeah, I think he has like
2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the only man to have an Ezekiel choke. And that's pretty insane. Or one of the only men to have 2 Ezekiel chokes, at least. And Green, I don't know too much about. Do you guys know much about him?
Can't say that.
Oh, he retired Junior Albini, who's the guy that wore the diaper in the Andre.
The
baby.
retired Junior Albini?
Yeah, because Albini hasn't fought since and is on a 4-fight losing streak now. So probably going to get cut from the UFC or just retire.
Wow.
But Alexei Olenek, this guy's been fighting since 1996. 4 decades, because the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. That is insane. I think has the oldest active career. And you look at his record, it is a little padded. By padded, I mean that he's fighting a lot of guys that aren't at his level. But just look at his recent UFC wins. Travis Brown, Crow Cop at one point wasn't in the UFC, but right before he got in the UFC. And recently, obviously, Mark Hunt. So, I mean, the problem with this guy is he gets caught by power shots. You look at Curtis Blades, Overeem, Walt Harris. What do these guys have? Power and clinch. Maurice Green, from the Albini fight I saw, this guy's got power and basic clinch. I'm taking Green by second round TKO. Olenek does not have a chin.
I think that Olenek wins by a choke in the third round.
Yeah, Alexei does have the superior experience, obviously. Well, he's got over like 60 fights. I think
70.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. So, yeah, I think Alexei's going to win. I'll say second round with... Hell, who knows? Maybe we'll get a third Ezekiel choke.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But now we're going to go on to the Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington fight. And Holly Holm just lost against Amanda Nunes.
She got her head kicked off.
Yeah, she got dominated in that fight. So that was kind of hard to see as a Holly Holm fan because I missed the Holly Holm that kicked off Ronda Rousey's head. But Raquel Pennington, isn't Raquel Pennington the one who retired Miesha Tate?
Yes. Also, didn't these two fight? I didn't see the first fight, not gonna lie. I think they fought already.
Oh, yeah.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Holm won by split.
Holm won by split?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a co-main event to UFC 184 in the women's bantamweight division, which they're fighting at right now.
So, Pennington's last win is against Irene Aldana.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about that girl. She beat Beth Carrera. That's really it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, Pennington hasn't really got a meaningful win in almost 3.5 years because that Miesha Tate win was really.
But hey, Pennington's coming off a win. Holm is coming off a loss. That might affect her morale, her fighting as well. So who knows?
Holm is very shaky right now.
Yeah.
I
Very
don't know
shaky.
how I'm taking the fight, gosh.
I say Raquel Pennington decision.
I'm gonna go Holm in a decision.
I'm going to go Pennington with third round knockout. Well, not knockout, but like a TKO.
Okay, now we're on to the main event. Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. This is gonna be a good fight.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be either two ways. It goes Conor knocks him out early or Cerrone drags him into the later rounds.
But either way, this is going to be a slugfest of the century right here.
This is gonna be like, for those of you that appreciate Donald Cerrone, appreciate good fashion fights. Donald Cerrone versus Robbie Lawler, which was a very hyped up fight at the time and did not disappoint. I only wish it was 5 rounds.
Yeah.
This is gonna be almost like that. And Donald Cerrone, for those of you casual fanboys who don't appreciate jiu-jitsu or wrestling,
It's a very underrated jiu-jitsu and wrestling game.
exactly. But he's not gonna use it. So for you casuals, you can be happy that they're gonna stand and bang for all
and
5 rounds.
Conor, same here. He has a very underrated wrestling defense game. He defended takedowns against Khabib, while Khabib was able to maul people like 11, 12 takedowns around, while Conor was able to defend a lot of takedowns, and that's like insane. Like Conor, as much as he lacked in takedown defense in the past, he really worked on it during the Khabib fight, and I think he worked on it for this fight as well, because Cerrone may go for a takedown out of desperation.
If he starts getting
Yeah.
caught. And I
But
gotta
Conor,
say,
I mean, Donald did say he would like to stand and bang with Conor.
And Donald is always true to his word, so you never know.
yeah, he might go into a clinch just to get some like dirty boxing in, but I don't really think he will use wrestling unless he's getting like peppered with shots.
Yeah. And don't forget, Conor's stamina also got better in the fight against Khabib, so he may be able to go in the 4th round without getting tired, and then the 5th
Second
round
win,
get
maybe.
tired.
Even a second win.
Yeah, he always gets a second wind in his fights, but I believe before he gets a second wind, he may be able to last longer.
Yeah, and you guys, I don't think a lot of people appreciate Conor's wrestling defense. Look at Poirier. This guy, he got bullied, and he was supposed to be, he said he worked on his wrestling defense, but clearly Khabib was able to overpower him. Conor, it
But hey,
took until the...
Poirier got that guillotine.
I mean, in the second round, Khabib got like that ankle pick takedown, but it didn't really do anything with it. It took him until the 4th round to get a decent takedown with positioning.
Yeah.
Which,
And
by
that's-
the way, Conor was tired.
And that's pretty good, because Conor is known for being a stand-up guy, but he has very underrated grappling, and we haven't seen his jiu-jitsu, obviously, so we don't know, but he's supposedly good at jiu-jitsu, but his wrestling defense and his grappling is very, very underrated. Same with Cerrone's. So, for that fight, it's going to be a tough call to take, but I take McGregor's 2nd round TKO.
I'm going to say Cerrone wins by split.
Oh. I'm going to go Donald Cerrone 4th round. Something's telling me head kick in the 4th round.
The weird feeling.
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.
And enjoy the fights, and we'll see you next time.
And also hit that notification bell.
And punch that like button.